Okay, so we're gonna take the measurements for the top of this board. We're putting our right edge here so we can find the exact edge, because sometimes it's a little tricky to know exactly where it's at because it's rounded. Okay, so it looks like we have about 7 1/4. 7 1/4?
Mm.
Okay.
Exact.
So that's the foot pads. There's the brace across the top. Put our seat on top. Of course, it's gonna be a nicer seat in there. And our hinges to make this thing move. But this needs to be able to go forward and back. And of course that can't go back because this is square. So we're gonna cut this into a V, into a sharp point here, so we could put our hinge right in the middle. And if we cut the corners off, that should give us enough room to move around. So we'll have a hinge here and a hinge there. Now let me explain the reason why it needs to move. Because when you're sitting on here and we have the other piece of the long bar that's also gonna be attached, and then we have a wheel that we're gonna put over here, this part is stationary. So then the hoverboard underneath needs to be able to move forward and back. So it needs a way to rotate or to pivot from this part right here. So if this is the seat, this is always gonna stand still because you're sitting on it, and the hoverboard is gonna either pitch forward or backwards, depending on which way you're going. So that's what the hinge was for. But I feel like, I don't know if we wanna use the hinges, it's kind
of rough. I think what we could do
kind of ugly.
Is connect a piece of wood to the sides of the seat and drill a hole in them to put a pipe through. So the pipe allows the seat to rotate, and the seat is going to be connected to this. So that's how this will stay up.
Do we have a pipe? I think we do have a pipe. Got a pipe. We have a leftover small piece. I don't know if it's the right size, but I kind of do like the pipe right here. Now this is some PVC pipe. This is a 1/2 inch, and it's pretty thick walls, so it should be strong enough for us to use that. We could use a metal pipe, but yeah, we need a hinge over here.
Well, no, not a hinge.
I mean, not a hinge, but like a way to put the pipe there.
Yeah, drill a hole in the piece of wood connected to the seat so it could go in there. So that's how it's staying up, and then it'll also rotate. But we might need a metal pipe later on to make it smoother.
Okay, so then we don't need the brace, this middle part, because we could attach the pieces at the bottom to hold that. You know, let's do something real quick. I think I have a scrap wood over there.
And like there's another piece of wood right there to stop it.
To hold it in. And that's our pivot right there. Yeah, I like this idea better than, kind of looks nicer. Marking the lines, we just kind of drew a oblong shape because it doesn't have to be perfectly round because it does not need to rotate all the way. So even if we use this as the guide when it does rotate, that line being the wood will give us the stop that we need because it's not going to rotate more than that. So there's the other line. So let's go ahead and cut that. This is the piece that goes right here. And this is the piece that is going to go in. It sits right here. We just need to do one of them to test it out. We could cut another one, but I'm sure this will be good enough for testing purposes.
It's actually supposed to be upside down from that.
Okay. The one from the we're gonna have another one of these on the seat that's gonna be upside down. Because that's gonna rotate just like that. Okay, now we have two pieces. So one goes here, the other one goes underneath, and now it should match. Okay, you want it to be slightly higher off of here, but now again we have, see, this is our stop. That's why we did an elongated instead of circle. If it was a complete circle, this thing would spin too much. But But this now acts as our stop, so we can't go further anymore for safety reasons. There you go. Okay, we'll hammer that back. And now, right there. Okay, there we go. That's one piece. If this pole is on there. Okay, so yeah, see, we can actually do that. We can overlap it if we really wanted to. But I don't know if we want to or not because we haven't thought about adding the arm yet. So I say we don't, so we can add the arm here on the side. So let's just stick with that. Hold it all the way. Okay, right there. Right. So see, now this rotates. So is it rotating good?
Yeah.
Look at that. How much rotation we have? Put the seat straight. Oh, so we can actually rotate quite a bit, right? Is it touching anything?
Nope.
Okay, so see, that looks good. Okay, so in order to move this part, it's the other part. In order to move this part, we need some type of handle. Let's just pretend that this is the handle. This handle, while you're sitting down, you're gonna move this handle, and that's what's gonna turn this board. While the seat stays still, this is how you're gonna maneuver. Going forward to push forward to go forward and back. So this is the block for the other part right there. But I'm also thinking that we could have just used this piece alone. We could have just extended this upwards to include the handle. And then the hole could only be halfway in.
Yeah.
So that it's being covered. That way we're using less wood, less weight. Now that we have the basic dimensions for the foot press, we are able to cut out the parts we need for both sides. Now this step might seem a little redundant because we already cut out the pieces with the scrap wood, but that was just to get the final dimensions so that we can then cut a more accurate piece using the plywood. Now, even though this plywood may or may not be the final wood we're going to use, I'd rather use the expendable scrap wood than to waste any plywood I have laying around. So I guess you can say this is a prototype from a prototype. So now we just need a way to keep this from sliding so that when this thing tilts like that, you don't come sliding off of it. Right? Okay, so we have our pieces on, which are these pieces, or these braces, which is gonna go on the seat, because that's what's gonna swivel. Now this is at the end, at the edge, but our seat is gonna be just right there at the edge for it to swivel, which is why this part didn't need to be circle.
Gotta turn them upside down first.
So let's do one side first to make sure we
There.
just all the way to the edge.
That's the furthest it can go.
Okay, right there. Okay, that's looking good. Now remember, this is just a prototype, which pretty much means we're figuring out as we go along. So using the brad nails rather than glue or screw and permanently have something affixed to the surface, with the nails, we are able to remove the piece, recut, reposition, and things like that. So that makes prototyping go a lot smoother. If you use screws to put things in place, you have to think about the screw holes that it leaves behind. So if you have to reposition a piece just slightly, it may not work because that screw hole is too big to just move over slightly. The nails leave a smaller footprint, so you could just nudge it and put the nail right next to it, reposition a lot easier. And as long as it's strong enough to test out, you're good to go.
Oh, the screws are sticking up.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna scratch or something.
You have to lift one of those pieces up. Okay. There we go.
It looks like it could be a handle.
Yeah.
Put it right on top. Like this.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's kind of a cool looking handle though, right?
Yeah, because look,
That's my push stick.
Because then you can put your fingers in there if you want.
But that's too far back. You have to think about how,
Yeah, and like low.
yeah, you want it kind of over here because you're going to have to turn like a tank. Okay, we did cut our handles down to size, to a rough size. I don't know if they need to be longer because when they have them forward, is that long enough? You know, you don't want to have to reach out here. You don't have to reach out, too close. So we'll see if that's good. We don't know what angle we need yet. So we're just going to go ahead and screw it in place, choose an angle, and see if that works.
I don't want to hit it in my mouth either.
make a hole in your teeth, go to the dentist.
I mean, I want to protect my eyes with my mouth too.
All right, so now we have our candles on. Our candles. Why did I say candles? We have our handles on. But see, look, here's the problem that now we're running into. So we have our handles here now, which is great, but they also move sideways, which means this whole thing could come flying apart. But I think if once we sit on it, it's not likely going to happen. So I said let's take it for a test drive.
There.
Okay, go ahead, sit down.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Keep it. Okay, I get okay, no nails in your butt.
Lord help me.
I'll hold this side so that the 4 screws don't jam into your forehead if you fall backwards.
Oh no.
Just gonna jam into your hand though.
Yeah.
Alright.
And put your feet
Okay,
up.
go ahead and put your feet up.
Moving ever so slowly.
Okay, it's on, right? Okay, go forward, backwards.
Come on, more than that.
Toe forward. More forward.
The lights are supposed to be on if it was working.
There's no lights on. Why?
Come.
It's
Do it.
on. We
Do it
just
more.
trying to. Okay, the lights aren't on though, so it's not. You know what? It's not pressing the button all the way.
Oh, it just did.
It just turned on. Okay, go forward. Forward.
Oh, you
Forward. There you go. There you go.
Yay! Didn't fall apart!
Okay, go slowly. We don't know if it's gonna. That keeps happening. Okay, is it on? Is it on? Wait.
Is it not pushing?
Strain it. Strain it.
Is it not pushing the button?
What's going on?
Is
Okay.
it not pushing the button
Hold
hard
on.
enough?
Okay. What's going on? Okay, it's not on. Okay, after taking this apart and seeing what was wrong with it, we realized that this is actually too big. Allow me to show you. This is too close to the edge that is not actually pushing the button that needs to be pushed. We actually need to move it more over here because the button is right there in the middle. So this edge is not a button and it's not pushing. If I push down on it, nothing really happens. But when you move it over here, you see now you see that button. We're gonna have to recut the pole and then actually take this part off to cut the seat down a little bit shorter. We don't want this to come further out this way.
So then we can add another piece of wood.
Yeah, we're gonna have to add something here so that it doesn't slide this way.
And not on here because then, again, pushing on that will not make it even. So then we could add a piece on here. So, like on this piece of wood.
Or just here on the sides. Here and over there, so it's even.
No, because then look, this is pushing down and at the angle, and then that piece of wood will stop it from pressing the button.
So we'll just make it higher.
Yeah, like on the piece of wood, like I said.
That would be a nightmare.
Okay. Are the lights on though?
Yep, they're on. Yeah, the front lights are
There
on.
we go. Lights are on.
Okay.
Okay, go forward, backwards, slowly. All right. Evenly.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, don't go forward fast because you're gonna flip backwards. Now turn this way. Turn this way. Turn this way a little bit.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
if you try to go forward fast, you're gonna flip backwards. So keep your weight leaning forward. But the handle looks like it's in a good place.
Yeah. It's the wheel
Okay.
though, that's the problem.
Yeah. Should we go outside?
Yeah.
It's really close. Go outside.
Put your feet up.
There you go. Put your feet on there first. Okay, the lights are on. There we go.
Yep. We are in business.
Okay, can you turn all the way? Turn around.
Come on, do a wheelie, ollie.
No, you're gonna fall backwards. There we go.
Go backwards.
Face of concentration. Yeah, we're still good?
This is
Good
awesome.
prototype? That's right. There you go. Okay, go for it.
You know how noisy it is because of that one wheel in the front? Wow, I got one pass.
Try to slide your butt forward. There you go. Okay, I want to try it.
No, you are not getting on.
You can't fit in between these things. This is awesome.
Oh my god, I love it.
All right, that was a successful run. No major injury, so I guess it does work. Now that we're actually driving it, we can see the things that we need to fix, little adjustments and everything. So this is why it's a prototype. It's not completely put together well.